So I talked about this in another release I did a little while ago, but I thought this would be cool for us to discuss some more stuff with AI and artists, because let's be honest, this AI thing has really just been on my mind lately, and I'm just a little nervous for my artist friends. And the thing that worries me the most comes down to the finances, because when we listen to what we do here, we're talking about financial matters. Even in the easiest amount, we are still talking about finance and how that stuff works and how that stuff affects what's going on in the comic industry and the role-playing game industry. So let's talk about it. So a typical artist can expect to make anywhere between, I'd say, $200 to $400 to maybe $500 per page doing their artwork. And that's just the black and white pencils artist. That doesn't usually include color. That's just the black and whites. So with the advent of with that happening, I've got to ask myself a question. How much money are people going to be able to charge when AIs can do a higher level of quality to some of these artists out there? Now, I know some of you are getting mad right now, but trust me, I'm going to make you a whole lot madder in a second. Look, I understand you believe you should get paid a certain amount to survive, but this is one of those situations that they talk about in business. The market doesn't care about your feelings. The market is going to ask the tough question, and the toughest question we have right now is, how valuable is your work when your direct competitor is an AI software that can do work faster, more efficient, more repetitive, and at a higher quality than you do? And to add on top of all of that, they charge probably half, if not 1/10 the price. So what are you going to do? I mean, there are artists out there right now who are laughing at me saying, oh, this will never be a mainstream thing, da-da-da. And I'm like, from what I saw, I think this is going to affect comic books, or at least in the best way, indie comic books, that hasn't been done ever before. I mean, if I'm a guy who wants to do a cool comic book story, but I can't find an artist, or more importantly, I can't afford an artist, is there a way for me to develop my skills and storytelling ability, because that's what this is really about, to tell the AIs to draw panels in my comic book that I normally would have an artist do? Is that something possible? You better believe it's something possible. I think it's so possible, it's going to be crazy. I think someone, I don't know when exactly, but I think someone's going to find the perfect mix of the quality of work, the skill level necessary to deliver a good story, with the artwork that's equal to it, if not better. I mean, if someone figures out how to feed samples of George Perez to this AI, and it figures out how to draw George Perez as well as George Perez ever did, and even better, maybe you get some additional type of influences on it to make Perez's work even better than it was, what kind of cool comic books could you make then? I mean, let's do some quick hypotheticals. Let's say I want to do a typical, we'll make it easy for math, a 20-page comic book. A 20-page comic book with a basic artist, and let's go crazy. Let's say we're going to pay $500 a page, and that includes the art, the coloring, and inking. No lettering, just the artistic side of it. 20 pages, $500 a page, that's $10,000. Now, what if I'm able to use one of the art AIs, and suppose I can do that whole thing instead of $10,000, say it's $500. What kind of effect do you think it's going to have on the market? What if you're an artist looking for a job, but your direct competitor is a computer who can do it twice as fast or 1/10 the price? What are you going to do in that market? How are you going to handle that? Better yet, how are you going to eat? Because let's be honest, Your prices can't come down too low. You can't beat a machine like this. It's going to be better than you at this job. So what are you going to do? Are you going to stop being an artist? Are you going to do something else? Are you going to take your art in a totally different direction to maybe become more exclusive until the AI figures out how to do that? I mean, what is going on here? What is the plan? Is there a plan? Or is everybody just crossing their fingers and hoping? And I'm not really one who likes to cross their fingers, hope and pray, but I think you got to do some action. So if you're an artist at this time, what would I do? I would find a way either to get faster, better quality, or cheaper, because your competitor is a machine that does not care, has no pity, and the people involved want the best work for the cheapest price. And they've wanted that since day one. The disadvantage has been that they've never been able to affect that situation. But now we have a situation where you could be very much out of the driver's seat. So what's going to happen? Who knows? But I'm telling you, it's going to be interesting to find out. Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate it. Do us a huge favor. If you like what we talked about, put a thumbs up. If you didn't like what we talked about, give us a thumbs down. We're good either way. Thank you so much, and I will talk to you all later.